Hello and welcome to another modelling video. I'm preparing for Model Expo at the moment and I've got about an hour to pack and everything's a shitstorm. I've got stuff everywhere and it's going to be pretty interesting. For my Model Expo presentation on YouTube, I plan on putting up 2 videos. One would be a longish diary of everything I'm doing at the competition for the club and for my personal sake, and a second very quick video just overviewing or reviewing the event. So if you're really into it, you can watch the long video and see my shenanigans, or if you just want to see a couple of pictures of some models, then you check out the short video. Task in hand is to separate my competition models that I built in the past year and some models for the display built in the past 2 years. So I'm going to have to package all these, find reference materials, pack some tools and kits to work on at the event, my media equipment. I've got an electronic photo frame to display some club photos, some electricals I need to test and tag. Valkyrie someone gave me, just snapped together, so it's going to look cool in the display. Be living at my mate's place, so some entertainment, DVD, PlayStation 2 games. I've got this cool attic, and I keep a lot of stuff for the club in here. And if you've ever been interested, all of my club supplies and spare packaging is kept all up here, and yeah, it's the attic. I'll be emptying one of these boxes. I'll take the cream one and fill that with everything I need. Believe it or not, I bought this box in Osaka when I was bringing back some models from Japan, so it's a pretty sweet box. Got these old Bandai boxes in there full of teddy bear fluff. Bear guy. And the models are transported in this. These are the kits going to the show with me. I'm entering in the competition Lala, the Garibaldi, the Zaku, the ball and the tank. Everything else will be for the club display that is mine. These are the kits I'll be playing with on the weekend. 2 of them have already been started. Decoration supplies, the tablecloth and bulldog clips. Everything's packed. Now I'm going to pack the camera away and we'll see you at the showgrounds. And we are packed. The Sandown Racecourse is used both for horse racing and motor racing. There's a few of those exhibition halls and corporate boxes, so I'll be using one of those large halls. The only major down point with this venue is the lighting sucks hard, but luckily this year I've bought a new camera and we'll see how well that fares. Model Expo always occurred during the Queen's birthday long weekend from the 11th to 13th of June. Models for entry can be lodged during Friday night and Saturday morning at special times, plus bump-in times for club displays and retail outlets.
I wonder if it's not too late to enter the young one. Fuck it.
It is set up to be cheaper to participate in the competition at $5 a model and $2 for every other model until 5 kits, than the $10 a day for attending. Once in the registration lobby, you have to fill in some paperwork with some basic details and your model, scale and manufacturer. You take this piece of paper to a desk where they process what category you're in, and then another table where you pay, print off your slips, and you are chauffeured to the areas where you place and position or pose your models. After Saturday noon, the exhibition is open to the public and you're free to enter, look around and play as you please. The first point of call on Friday was to gather the guys together and all the bits and pieces we needed to set up this table. I did provide the tablecloth, banner and logo, but other guys also provided some extra bits and pieces, including models, bases, and extra decorative bits and pieces from our sponsors.
New what? New lens. Lens. Yeah. Camera lens.
Of course, we made extreme short work of this and spent most of the time goofing around. Plus, the added bonus of having a display table is we have ample storage. So, how did we go, guys? Did we win?
Winning!
Man, I'm always winning. I'm the champ.
It's so much fun having the...
Look at the spinach. The spinach is awesome.
No, otherwise you could have triple Zaku.
Triple Zaku action.
Oh, that's right, hilarious. You got 3 Macross mechs along here.
More than half a dozen individuals contributed to the display, including close friends and members of Gundam Australia forum. It was a healthy mix of painted kits to snap kits across multiple skill levels, and we all felt the display came across very nicely and was well received by the Model Expo community and attendees. A couple inquired about joining the club, and most were very interested in the Valkyrie, and the most popular 2 kits on the table were definitely the Perfect Grade Red Frame and the modified Crossbones Gundam. Some traditional modelers were shocked to find out that half of the kits were not painted, and other kits incorporated stickers and not decals. A lot of us definitely plan on putting on a display next year, and learning on what we did this year, we'll try our best to do something a little better and sleeker looking. If you enjoyed what the club display had to offer, you will definitely love the Mecha and Gundam competition category, which is the first time there's been introduced into this competition. In previous years it's always been lumped together with science fiction, and due to conflict of reference materials and realism concerns, science fiction kits would always come out on top. After the committee was pushed by my club and the science fiction division being flooded out with way too much models, half of it being mecha models, this new category has opened the opportunity for a lot of other people to just go all out and try them hand at competition style modelling using the IPMS style rules in preparation for the Bakuk. My club Mecha Workshop was offered to be the first sponsors of this category, which we were happy to accept, and I have to say I was extremely pleased with the quality of work and the competition in this category. I was extremely lucky to walk out with something, and there was such a wide variety of work, such a wide variety of skill, and everybody had to earn their own. The judges reported back to me that they had an incredible tough time judging the category, and there's a few bugs to be worked out before this is a excellent category for future years. It was excellent to see a large amount of models scored commended, in evidence of the difficulty in selecting a winner out of this bunch of models. You will also notice a lot of these kits may be familiar around online, particularly on the Ghost of Xeon website. I did meet with him and it was quite fun roaming around the weekend with him. This is Ghost of Xeon's flagship model diorama for the Bakuk. Absolute brilliant piece of work, and I also have to remind all of you guys, this category will be a prelude to the July Smash Sydney event. Just after looking and photographing these models, I seriously can't wait for this month to pass and compete with all my heart with my current project. We're down to the top 3 kits awarded trophy positions. The first one is this powered suit in a jungle diorama built by one of the Model Expo committee members. Wonderful work on the diorama. Second piece is a 1/100 green frame weathered and built by a staff member of the Victorian Hobby Centre who holds a lot of interest in our club. The finish was absolutely wonderful, and first place was presented to this 1/100 no grade Tyrian,
built, modified and painted like a tank, which truly does deserve its position in the top of this category, which everybody absolutely loves the hell out of this kit. Also built by an individual who regularly contributes to the local hobby scene. Let's hope for more next year. It'd be extremely arrogant of us to think we're the only ones out there building mecha style kits, though in the intermediate categories plus displays from other clubs or the wargaming scene also did have a few interesting kits to look at. During Saturday night, after the exhibition closes to the public, the judging process starts, and with 700 models approximately in the competition, there's a lot of work to do to find the best of every category and special awards like Best of Show. We are equipped with a white cotton glove to handle the models if we choose, which I didn't, a crit sheet for each model to give feedback to the modeler, and a first round judging sheet. Each category is assigned a code and each model is numbered to the category code. This helps us list each model on the sheet without knowing who the builder is, and mark multiple areas like appearance, build, finish from average, good or excellent to help us with judging to the second round or narrowing the models down. This information is transferred to the crit sheet. Afterwards, the models in the first round that scored quite high goes to a second round of modelling where each aspect is studied closely and rated out of a larger sum of numbers to help summarise the ranking of kits, so someone else can take this paperwork and award each position a first, second or third prize or commended.
It's like 11:30 at night. I've just got out of the fucking showgrounds and I was invited to try judging IPMS rules, and I was first selected to do figures, but I've entered something and shit, I can't judge my own model, so they got me into science fiction. That's the most difficult category to judge, so I've been in there like 4 hours or something. I don't even know, and I'm absolutely tired and been invited to go out drinking, so I'm going to be absolutely fucked for tomorrow. I learn a heap, film some stuff, so you know, there'll be things added here. Stay tuned.
I live a good hour to hour and a half away from the Sandown Racecourse Centre, so I decided to live with one of my mates for the long weekend. We indulged in video games, late type TV, questionable snacks and a fair amount of drinking, but good times had by all.
Seriously, yikes.
Dying for a sleep, and I rock up a tad late on Sunday around 10 o'clock-ish to check out how well I placed in the non-Gundam categories.
Yep, check this out. I got my Tiger 1 and it's calling it 72nd even though it's not. The judges hated it. They're devastated. We have my second model figure and they hated this one even more.
Well, you can never keep the traditional hobbyists happy. Besides our limited and small Mecha category and display table, there's a wealth of kits and other clubs out in this exhibition. I remember the presentation saying something around the lines of 1,500 kits on display at this particular exhibition, and there has to be a few things out there that definitely tickle our fancy, being the build or the paintwork. A lot of these photos were taken with my new camera, which I bought at the end of the year, and even with the poor lighting conditions mostly noted from the blue neon, I think they've come out a lot better than my past blurrier photos. Again, all of these photos were taken in mind the things that I just liked or popped out to me. And some of these photos I'd like to take the ideas or concept of the build or paintwork. I must admit I am a fan of some of these World War II German colour schemes and would like to try them once or twice on a Mecha kit, and also a lot of the dioramas and fine detail or pre-shading on very small scale stuff extremely appealing. There's a great amount of talent and kits out there this year. I was very pleased. In past, these IPMS based shows were really only focused on military modelling, and if we look at the modelling industry, most kits out there depict tanks or aircrafts. Though another pleasing thing about this particular show is there's so many different weird, small and wonderful topics that people touched on, or interesting concepts. Dinosaur modelling is really on the go, and I really admire some of the really advanced scale like airbrush or hand paint jobs on them. I saw a few castles or building structure models. They were extremely cool. What really excited me was to see some really amazing scratch building work. I think the IPMS display table did a heap of scratch builds using pie lids, though what I felt a tad disappointed in, nothing in the car or civil vehicle categories really popped at me. And also in past, a few people that always submit a few of those 1/7, 1/8 scale resin anime figures with the amazing uniform and face or eye painting, but none of that was here this year, so I might have to wrap something together for next year. I fairly enjoyed these two particular kits. The digital camo scheme on this aircraft was amazing, and this ship on the waterfall was really cool too. Now, one of the kits that really blew away the entire competition and got People's Choice Award was this Middle Eastern Australian diorama, and it was extremely complex and in-depth with the buildings and interaction with the people on the street scenes, and the amazing build and paint work on the armours and figures. This whole story or scene patches together very nicely. I think it's been depicted off truth or photos or something, but this particular model was very close to our display table and people would queue up to take photos, so well done to this awesome build. Let's quickly touch on to the layout of the exhibition. Once you enter the door, straight to your left there is a print section. I believe an artist attends who shows off the artwork he does for the box art of some of the military kits. And in the large rectangular hall, all the inner tables are your competition models, and small sections in between the competition models are your club displays. We were on the western end of the hall near the food or cafeteria end. Now, surrounding tables around the outer edge of the model tables are your retail outlets covering quite a few aspects. Also among the exhibition was a papercraft demonstration and display area in the eastern part of the hall. Near the cafeteria on the west was a wargaming table where every day there would be a different style of rules and games. And tucked in the corner of the west was a demonstration area where a variety of talks were held on tutorials and styles of modelling. Besides looking at models, the second best thing about Expo is the traders. Some of these stalls or retail outlets come from across the country and offer items that you can only get online, and sometimes that are fairly rare or uncommon. A lot of other retailers are people trying to peddle resin goods, special adhesives and other tools and mini power tools, which always come in handy, that are sometimes not quite a part of the hobby industry but cross over with others. Also, you'll find literally tons of kits on offer, mostly military, though very scarce on mech or science fiction. There's also a wide variety of aftermarket parts on offer, including reference and historical books. One trader I always enjoy is Runway 13 from the ACT. They mostly offer air compressors and airbrushes, and what I love about these guys is they always put an airbrush in someone's hand and give them a quick little lesson and make them comfortable with their product before they sell it at a pretty good price.
I've got some pre-made bases, bits and pieces. You just mount your model and away you go. Model scene, $25, and some extras.
These are my acquisitions, including this Fine Molds Japanese tank in 35th scale. Not too sure what it is, but I love my magazine issue kit, so I'll probably do an unboxing of it at some point, but gotta love the box art. Also got some mini drills, really fine masking tape, and some mid-production pigments. I was really after black, a really light grey, and some shades of rust. One trader, the Victorian Hobby Centre, was kind enough to bring a small amount of their Gundam stock on show right in front of our display table. Unfortunately, with a massive traders, you will have your dishonest ones, and we did pick out a couple of your Gundam bootlegs. Notice the Model GD or the discoloured 1/100 scale boxes. I did come across a new Zeal, which I've never seen in bootleg before, and the owner was nice enough to let us unbox it. Notice how the official Gundam label isn't a sticker. These kits were at a fraction of a price compared to the official retailer. Unfortunately, these two traders didn't know exactly what they were selling and only knew that they had a cheaper product. It was quite obvious after studying the runners that these products were absolute garbage and possibly not worth anybody's money. This is not new at Expo. Come Sunday morning, in a separate room, around $5 entry, was the swap and sell. If you were not a commercial trader, you're able to hire a full or half table and sell anything you wish that's related to the hobby. This is an amazing chance to find rare, old or fairly large kits on the cheap. Because also these people are private owners or private people, you're able to manipulate them or banter or bargain down kits if the others were willing to accept or do multiple buys. You regularly saw large men buying kits by the half metre and carrying out fairly large kits at a regular interval. There was tons of kits on offer and the room was absolute chockers with people. You could barely move or see everything until lunchtime. Again, mostly military kits around the price of $5 to $20. Besides the odd display, when me and my friends had a bit of spare time from taking photos, looking at kits and spending exorbitant amounts of money on these traders, we would get together on a vacant table and bring a kit and some basic tools along just to have some fun. I've done this in previous years and Model Expo staff has never told us off, or which makes no sense of being banned from building models at a Model Expo, but it's good fun and it's the best way to chill after a big day of constantly running around in what you love most. Plus it's always good fun getting away with building your kit in public.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is bowl time with the Wolfman, and he's going to put his ball in the Geno breaker. And it's going to be epic.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a red.
Overall, this has been probably the best Model Expo we have had to date. Not only from an entry perspective, but through people through the door over the entire 3 days. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Something that in the last 12 months of organising this event we could not have foreseen. So we must be doing something right, that's all I can assume. We did try a few different things this year and they're obviously working, and we're always working on improving that from year to year and just making those things a little bit better and trying to get more people through the door and also get them interested in the hobby as well and show them that this is not just a hobby for geeks, for old people. It's a whole thing, and families and children can get involved. So no, it's been great. And again, what I'd like to do is thank you all for being a part of this Model Expo. So give yourself a big hand, please. Sponsored by Mech Workshop. Third to Michael Bradshaw for long range recon saps. Second to Glenn Hamilton for Gundam Ash Tray Green Frame. And first to Alan Chung for Tiran. That concludes the presentation. Thank you very much for your time, your patience, and have a safe journey home. And thank you for being here for the entire weekend. And we hope to see you all again in 2012. Farewell.
This is what the second place trophy looks like. The first place is taller where the third place is shorter. This is also the Mecha category one with our name under sponsorship. And the next image is the commended certificate. This is the one I won with my Zaku. This concludes my video and diaries of Model Expo and the Australian Open Model Competition. I hope you've taken something from it and have enjoyed it. It's a fantastic event. I absolutely love it, and it gets better and better every year as I get more and more involved. Especially after making more friends within the event and bringing more of my own friends into the event and hanging out with me for the 3 days. Also, no competitions without its controversy in judging and award placing, though that's never bothered me in past, and I'm always here for the fun. You should never take the hobby too seriously and never take the competition too seriously. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you have anything like this locally to you, please participate and support it. There's nothing like pledging your models into it. I know there's a IPMS chapter and related events around the world. Some of them aren't as tolerant of Mecha as our one is, though it takes a bit of work over the years, and soon you'll have a fantastic community like this yourself. It does require effort.
Live long and prosper.